Pulling in. All right. So, how was the essay?
These two were easier.
Those were easy. Those were
Yeah.
easy.
Although I didn't really approve because there's not a lot known about narcolepsy. So, like, how was I supposed to know how to put that into the thing? They don't know exactly what caused it.
True.
It. And from what I read online about it, you wouldn't be able to tell from an EEG.
Good. So we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that you guys made, but I will say some of y'all got full credit for every single point, and I was thrilled to see that. And if you didn't get full credit, you got almost full credit. These were much, much better. If you struggled, I wrote you a note. Somebody needs to text Radhika. I wasn't emailing out the links. I just put them on fax. So she does not know how to get in. Let me just text her back. Hang on. What was I saying? Oh, I wrote you a note. If you were really, really, really close, so when you log back into my AP, some of y'all were so close to getting a full credit for a point, or all the points, honestly, if you just took it like a little bit further. And so I felt much better after these. I'm not sure that these were actually easier, or if y'all just feel more comfortable with the format and what this looks like and how to do it. I can't decide. Maybe they were easier, but I'm not convinced. So let me share my screen and we'll talk about it. And then we'll make a plan for next week.
How do I tell what you took off for? Wow, voice crack.
No, you're good. I'm not quite sure. I might get you to share your screen so that because I can't see how you see it. I don't know how to explain that better. So I might have you share your screen in just a second, Parker, and see.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Eliza, is it embarrassing if I share yours? Because I feel like you got all the credit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Not to like put you completely on the spot or anything.
All right, are those ranked? Are those ranked, Ms. Bradley?
What?
Are those ranked? Because Eliza was second and I was first. So.
They're in alphabetical order.
Oh, great.
You got really excited for a second though, huh?
You thought you had a big brain for a moment when he does.
Heck yeah, I did.
You definitely are very smart, Alvarez. You know I've told you that a million times. All right.
Well, never mind.
I'm gonna make you small so I can see this. Okay, so this first question was all about, that Brandon's walking in the woods. This is the literal example I've used 100 times in class. This is why I think you guys probably thought this was easier. This is when, the twig snaps in the woods and all of a sudden, your fight, flight, or freeze response is going to kick in. The dog starts to growl. You squint to try to see what's going on. You tighten your leash, your grip on the leash, and then explain those 4 parts. So you needed to say something like, so let's look at Eliza's, because hers was not like, it's not too many words. It's like very straight and to the point. So Brandon's in a high stress situation. His adrenaline is starting because his body is preparing him in case he is in danger. Epinephrine is a hormone release that triggers your adrenaline. It is released in situations like this when fear is present. It's your body's way of surviving, makes you faster and stronger. Perfect. That actually, you probably have 2 extra sentences in there. You did a very thorough job of explaining that. So excellent. If all you said was this right here, but Brandon's body will produce a chemical called epinephrine, also known as adrenaline. It's fight or flight, prepares you for facing danger. That's all you need to say. The second point is peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system, you had to say something like, arms and legs, limbs, voluntary movement of the body, okay? And so a lot of you lost points on this particular one because you kind of danced around what the peripheral nervous system did, or you described it in relation to the central nervous system, which is great. That's extra information. But like we talked about last time, make sure you are clearly defining the term that they care about before you add extra information in there. So she just said, peripheral nervous system, arms and legs, makes your body aware, faster, and stronger. Fine, okay? Occipital lobe is the part of your brain that makes sense of what you see. It could misfire, imagine something scary to trigger your epinephrine, which is good. In stressful situations such as Brandon's, his occipital lobe could see figures in the dark, even if there's nothing there, okay? So the example that the AP folks said was that because he's squinting into the shadows, you know, the occipital lobe may be having a harder time trying to understand that visual information or be misfiring and giving you inappropriate information. And so that's what Eliza said there. And then natural selection, you needed to say, some of you guys, again, you halfway explained it, but not all the way, okay? So there's a few key things that you need to include in there when you see natural selection. You need to include, you know, either ancestors or evolutionary perspective or passed down from generation to generation. A lot of you said natural selection are traits that make you stronger, faster, live longer. And while that's true, it's maybe half of the explanation. You needed to explain that that is a trait that's been passed down from generation to generation because it kept people alive. It, you know, made you a better fighter, whatever the case might be. Some of you guys said something like, which I thought was great. Some of you guys said something like, the peripheral nervous system started to fire, which made Brandon tighten his grip on the leash. And that's true. Okay, the voluntary movement or voluntary muscles, so he's tightening the grip on the leash, that's great, okay? So this one was pretty straightforward, and I think most of you guys got almost all the points. If you lost points, it was because you went halfway, 3/4 of the way, and just needed to explain it just a little bit further, okay? Any questions on this first essay? Everybody good? I can't see you, so you have to say words.
We're good.
Okay, okay, all right. So question number 2 was all about the narcolepsy, which Parker just talked about. So we've got Akira. They always think of the most interesting names. Akira, who has tried coffee and energy drinks. They're always sleepy. They finally go to a doctor to try to figure out what's going on. So an EEG is going to be those electrodes that are, you know, connected to their brain. A lot of you did a good job of explaining the EEG would probably be done when they were sleeping to see if there's some sort of sleep disorder. You probably shouldn't just limit it. I gave you credit, but you probably shouldn't just limit it to sleeping EEG. It probably would be one where it's like a 24-hour EEG because, you know, he's falling asleep at random times. So you don't want to just put it on at night. You probably want to wear it for like 24 hours and see what a 24-hour like circadian rhythm might look like for that EEG. And you needed to explain that an EEG is when you know, stick the electrodes to your brain and figure out what's going on there. Okay, they actually can give you a readout, a test to show the electrical activity in your brain. The stimulants piece, you needed to explain that, you know, Akira has tried stimulants such as coffee and energy drinks. And what do stimulants do? They, you know, cause you to be awake and alert. Some of you guys, bless Alvarez, he said, I would give them ecstasy. And I was like, no, Alvarez, we can't give him ecstasy. So you just needed to explain what a stimulus is and what stimulants he's already tried in that situation. The melatonin piece, some of you guys lost points on this one, and this might be the only one you lost points on because you said maybe he needs to take some melatonin. That is counterintuitive, right? Because if he is falling asleep all the time, should he be taking melatonin?
No, he should be taking ecstasy.
He should not be taking ecstasy, for the love, Alvarez. You should not be taking melatonin. You probably have an increase or an influx of melatonin. You probably have too much melatonin that is built up in your brain. And so that, you know, some of you guys explained what melatonin was, but then almost contradicted yourself by saying he needs to take more. Because he's so excessively sleepy, he might have an increase or too much melatonin in his body, okay? And then the last part, the narcolepsy, some of you guys lost points because you automatically assumed that he has narcolepsy. You said narcolepsy is a sleep disorder where people fall asleep at random, inopportune times throughout the day, and that's true. But then you contradicted yourself by saying he definitely has narcolepsy. Can we definitively say from that prompt that he has narcolepsy?
No.
Definitely not, because correlation is not causation, okay? And so what you would need to say is it seems as if he might, or it's a possibility, or one explanation could be narcolepsy. However, like Parker was saying earlier, we would need more information, more research. and more observations to roll out some other stuff, okay? Everybody feel good about those essays?
Yes.
Yes? Everybody except, just Alvarez is talking.
Yes,
Everybody
I feel good.
You feel good?
I did way better.
You did. Y'all did do way better. I was so happy to see that. Okay. So let me think. So Parker, share your screen because I want to see what yours looks like.
I would, but I'm currently getting errors from College Board not letting me open it.
Okay.
I am too. It won't let me look at mine.
Really?
So,
Yeah, low key
I can
about to
see
go beat
mine.
up College Board.
You can see yours, Radhika?
Yeah.
What Parker asked was, how can you tell which points you lost? Like which specific sections I took off for or gave you credit for? Can you see that on your screen?
Yeah.
I think you get like view results.
Yeah, you have to click on it.
All right, show everybody, Radhika. I want you to show everybody really fast.
Oh. Okay.
Can you share your screen? Do you mind?
Uh-huh. How do I do it? Oh. Is it working?
Yes, but there we go. Okay. So
Can I move it?
So view
Oh.
your responses.
Yeah, and then it shows you like that.
Okay.
So like I missed natural selection on this one, so it said X.
Got it. Does it give you, if you click on natural selection, does it say what you should have said?
Yeah.
There you go. Good. Okay. Good. So y'all can see what you could have said or what you should have said or something like that. Or the other thing I want to say to you guys, you can unshare it, Radhika, if you want.
Okay.
Just hit stop sharing at the top of the screen.
Oh.
You see it? There you go. The other thing I want to say to you guys is you have to be writing in complete sentences and try your best to have proper punctuation. I kind of don't think that they're going to give you the hardest time for that, honestly, but just do your best to write in complete sentences and proper punctuation. I am not nearly as worried about spelling. Spelling is not going to be an issue, honestly. But just make sure that they understand what it is that you are trying to say. All right. Any questions about the essay? Everybody feel good about it?
Yes.
Do you feel worse, the same, or better than the last time we met?
Better.
Better.
Better. Good. I told you would. Holland, I can't see your face, okay? Trey, I can't see you either, buddy, or Sebas. So happy birthday, Holland.
Thank you.
On May 4th, which is Monday, because today is May 1st, praise be. On May 4th, you guys will have, I will send you an email and you will have the opportunity, and I really, really want you to do this, not just for AP Psych, but for any of your AP classes. You need to make sure that you can log into your College Board, like your My AP section where we've been doing these, and then you'll have the chance to do a demo of what test day will be like. If you can't pull up the demo, that's a problem, because that is exactly what test day is going to be like. So if for some reason you go in there and you keep getting an error, you can't get the questions to pull up or the demonstration to pull up, you have to let me know so that we can try to figure out why that's an issue, so that we can make sure that by test day, which is for some of you right around the corner, AP Psych is one of the last ones, it's on the 19th, but like AP Calculus is the 12th. That is very, very, very soon. And so, were you gonna say something, Parker?
I'm scared about the web traffic deal. There's gonna be so much web traffic on that one site, and it's gonna crash. And I don't know how College Board's gonna respond to that. They haven't responded to situations like that very well in the past, so I've read. So, bottom line, they're gonna catch some hands if we got a problem.
Yes, I actually agree with you. So here's the thing that I need to reassure all of you that they have said to us repeatedly. If let's say you have a power outage that day, or like a transformer explodes outside your house, or a storm, or you have some sort of real actual medical emergency, you will have the opportunity to take that test on the makeup date. Now, here's what I need you to hear. If you have 2 AP exams on the same day, because some of you might, then that is not an emergency, and that would have happened if we were face-to-face as well. Like, I think the poor AP biology people also have AP environmental on the same day, and that sucks, and I hate it for them. but there's nothing we can do about that. Like Parker was saying, if there's a power outage or if there's a web traffic issue, what I think, if I were you, what you need to do, guys, is does everybody know how to print screen on your computer? Nod your head yes, if you don't, or no. Okay, so most of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. All of you on your computer should have, like on my computer, on the top right-hand corner, it says PRT SCR. There's a little button up there. Most laptops have that. If you have a Chromebook, you might not. So be wise about what computer you're using. If you have a network traffic issue where the screen is just like spinning and nothing's happening, I would print screen it 50 times if you have to. And there's a timestamp at the bottom of your laptop where you can prove that, let's say you need to log in at 2 o'clock. You try logging in at 1:30. Everybody has got to log in 30 minutes early. Let's say you're trying to log in. You just keep print screening so that you can prove to the college board that you tried to log in and there was an issue. I actually really agree with Parker here. The college board has pretty crappy customer service. They are not always the nicest. And I mean, I'm hearing horror stories about people waiting online for or waiting on the phone for hours to talk to somebody. I'm hearing twins, one gets an email and one doesn't. One gets information, one doesn't. I mean, they're not great. And so we need to do everything that we can. What'd you say, Parker? Oh, we need to do everything we can.
Oh, that was my dad. He's talking to me about it.
It's fine. We need to do everything we can to mitigate or make sure that we're not going to have extra issues that day. I really do believe, after reading some of your essays, I really do believe that everybody can get credit. I really do. And so I feel like if we can log in, this shouldn't be an issue. So on May 4th, I'm going to send you guys an email. You need to log in, and you need to do this for every single one of your AP classes, okay? Make sure that you go through a demonstration, because while we are doing 2 FRQs for Psych, so 2 free response questions, that is not necessarily the case for all of your AP classes. So what does it look like for European history? Or world? What is it, European or world? I can't remember.
2 weeks from now.
European.
Huh, what is it?
European, AP Euro.
But what does the AP test look like? Is it 2 free response questions or?
Yeah, it's just essays. There's
okay.
no choice or anything.
Okay. What about calculus?
He hasn't been informing us on what's going to be on it. He's just making us do quizzes and everybody's failing them. And I'm very disappointed in the way he's responding in this situation. I'd like to formally complain. How do I throw hands about this situation?
Look, you did so good. That was such a mature response. And then you talked about hitting someone. It was like, I was really proud of you. I was getting ready to say that. And then you were like, and by the way.
I can't have you too proud of me. That's not my character.
I think that is something you should probably communicate with Ms. Peters.
Great Lebo's mom talked to Ms. Peters about it, so I think it's getting resolved.
I hope so. What about your other AP classes? What other ones do you guys have? Does anybody have environmental?
AP US History.
Oh, that's Mr. Walston.
English.
Oh my gosh.
We've been writing essays every class, and it's so annoying.
And it's not like little ones like Psych.
You're also doing that one for me, though.
but it's like
45-minute essays.
And they're
like
long,
an hour. They're long.
In the Zooms, we have to wake up at 8:30 for 15 minutes of talking.
Exactly, and then she's like,
so
"Okay,
dumb.
guys, leave."
It's 8:40.
Okay. But do you feel like you are do you feel like you have the information you need to be successful on test day? Is my question to you.
For your class, yes.
No.
Yeah,
for all of your classes? And do you have questions that I can answer is what I'm asking you?
No.
How do I increase the amount of serotonin I currently have? Because I'm running dangerously low.
How do we do that, guys?
Exercise,
sleep.
That's all I've been doing.
Green vegetables.
I've eaten so much spinach.
That's good.
And
Sunshine matters a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Have you done any meditation? Like deep breathing? That actually weirdly helps.
No,
okay.
I like to run on caffeine.
Yeah, you're drinking too much caffeine, Parker. I've said that to you for a long time. So, okay, I feel good about it. I'll send you guys that stuff on Monday. It's got your entire guide to AP testing, and go through it 1 page at a time. It's 50 pages of stuff. but it's like laid out in graphics. Don't freak out, Sal. It's laid out, your eyebrows got really big. It's laid out in graphics that are very easy to read and super simple. Like, I lose attention fairly quickly, and I stuck with it. I read the whole thing, all the words. All right. So Monday, we're going to try that demo. What do we want to do next week? Here are your two choices. And I genuinely don't care. Like, I'm going to leave this up to y'all. We can either keep doing these, which is fine, and it'll look just like this, and we'll go through it, and then we'll be done. And you'll just keep doing one each class. We'll meet Tuesday and Thursday next week. We can take a break and do with the little music project that I normally do at the end of the year, and then go back to the questions for 3 or 4 classes before the test. Or we can just keep doing the questions and keep reviewing. I genuinely don't care. My expectation, what?
B.
We'll vote in just a second. My expectation is that y'all, to be clear, y'all cannot just be studying every 30 minutes in this class with me or taking this essay and think that that's enough. You've got to be going through the Jeopardies. You've got to be going through your study guide, okay? Are we doing that?
Sure.
Are we doing that, guys?
Maybe.
I'll look at the outlines, but I'll start.
Not yet.
Look at, I want y'all to do the Jeopardies. You have got to review the information. Some of this stuff we haven't talked about since September. We haven't done that research chapter since September. And while you had a midterm on it, you just re-reviewed it briefly. There's some stuff that we have not talked about. There's parts of the brain. Do y'all feel comfortable with the parts of the brain? Because I have to like relearn it every year that I teach it, because those are some real long words. So I want you to, look, you don't have to do all the Jeopardies. Work smarter, not harder. Trey might have put that in his yearbook as a quote from me. I kind of chuckled when I saw that. Look at the Jeopardies that you struggled the most with, or the ones that are the most intimidating to you. The ones that you don't want to do are probably the ones that you should do. The ones that you're like, ugh, I hated that chapter. You probably hated it because it was hard for you. Do those Jeopardies. Re-review those. It takes 20 minutes to do that. That is so, so, so important. What did we learn from Ebbinghaus? Short little bursts of studying is the most effective thing. You've got 20 days or 19 days, I'm bad at math, 18 days, whatever. You got some time. You got some time between now and our test. You got plenty of time. So let's vote. Do you want to just keep doing an essay like the FRQs?
Yes.
Or do you want to do a music project? So FRQs, raise your hand.
Wait, what's the project?
So the music project is very easy. It is, but it's always really interesting, and I like it, and I always am very curious because music is very important to me, and I always like to hear what we all listen to. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 slides of a PowerPoint, maybe 7, where I give you specific things to address, like what are your go-to hype songs? What are your songs that always make you sad and a little bit teary-eyed? What are the songs that remind you of your mom and your dad and your family? What are the songs that make you think of love? Like things like that. And then you have to use just 3 psychology words throughout the whole presentation that you apply somewhere along the way. You can play maybe 2 clips of a song that is meaningful to you for like 30 seconds, but it's got to be appropriate, obviously. And I always do mine first so that y'all kind of see what it looks like, and then we go through it. So but we don't have to do it, I promise. Like, it will not offend me. I don't really care either way. We can just keep doing the FRQs. We can pause for a minute, because my only worry is you guys are going to get like fatigued from doing an FRQ every single class period between now and May 19th, but we'll see. So okay.
I have another PowerPoint to make anyway, and I have a 96 in the class right now, so I'm a pass.
It's fine. It's fine. You will keep getting FRQs for grades though. And if they're not on time, I'm giving you a 50 if you just try it. And if you don't do it on time, then I'm not going to give you full credit. Okay. If you're showing up to class late, I'm not giving you full credit for being here. Okay. So just don't put me in that position.
So nice to be a senior.
So I'm hearing you guys want to just keep doing FRQs. Is that right? Raise your hand. It's fine. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to set you free in just a second. I will put on facts, because I just don't feel like I need to email every single time. I will put on facts for next week the FRQs that are due. So it'll be the next one, Unit 3. I'll assign it, and it'll be due by Tuesday, because we'll meet Tuesday and Thursday next week. Unit 3 will be due by Tuesday at 11. Okay, the whole thing all the way done. And then Unit 4 will be due by Thursday at 11, all the way done. And I'll put the link to join Zoom for those 2 classes on the lesson plans in facts. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Where to go? Yes? Okay. Be studying your Jeopardies and all your other AP classes too. That's the most important thing to do right now. I know that you're tired. I'm so tired. Like, could not explain how tired I am. This has been really, really, really hard, and it's a lot. But you're so close. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and like just hang in there for a couple more weeks. I need you to understand that Ms. Peters has shared that once you're done with an AP test, you're not learning anymore, really. And so, like, once you're done with your AP test, you're done with that class.
Not according to Burnett.
What do you mean?
He tried to tell us that we're doing stuff until the end of the school year. We're not like stopping after the AP, where he's gonna like keep teaching us things and keep grading us. Which I'm like, nope. I've got the second highest grade in the class, and I have a 79. There's a problem.
I can't speak to that, buddy. That's not my interpretation of what was shared. I can tell you that I will teach you up until, like, I'm not going to teach you on the 19th, obviously. If we were supposed to meet that day, we're not going to meet for obvious reasons, unless you want to meet to, like, go back over some last minute stuff. And then we won't meet on the 21st because that's stupid. Or the 20th. Like, you're done.
Sorry.
After the AP exam, you're done. I would like you to text me and tell me how it was. You can't tell me what was on it. You're not allowed to. But I'd like you to text me afterwards and be like, that was terrible, or, oh my God, I got a 5. That was amazing. Whatever the case might be. Okay? All right, that's it. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Be good.
So do we have an
Bye,
FRQ
then.
for today?
You have one that's due Tuesday. So,
Okay.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll assign Unit 3 today. I'll go in and assign it today, and it'll be due Tuesday at 11.
Bye, Ms.
Okay.
Bradley.
Yeah. Bye, buddy. Y'all be good.